Yes, students, of course, we are doing with the magnetic effects of current in continuation. Last time we discussed with Biot-Savart's law and we did with the application of Biot-Savart's law as well. Ampere-Circuital law, as we have discussed, the Gauss theorem in electric field, same way we are having the Ampere-Circuital law in the magnetic field. To find magnetic field, we will be using Ampere-Circuital law. Similar to Gauss theorem we used in electric field. Statement for Ampere-Circuital law, it is the line integral of the magnetic field B around any closed circuit, which is equals to mu naught times the total current passing through this closed circuit. So this integral and a closed loop is made over it, which is B dot dl, it is equals to mu naught I, where I is the current, mu naught is the permeability constant. The value of this is already known to you, that is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Like we had the Gaussian surface there in electric field, here we are having a loop like a circle. So this closed curve is like a circular loop. It is known as Amperian loop. It can have we can have the rectangular loop, simply like a wire loop we can make, and that will be acting as an Amperian loop, which is of course a geometrical entity. For making our things easier, just to understand the things, we are assuming the Amperian loop, which is not existing actually, but we are taking its help to understand the things. So statement is very important, that line integral of the magnetic field B around any closed circuit is equals to mu naught times the total current passing through this closed circuit. To prove Ampere-Circuital law, we are of course taking the help of Biot-Savart's law. We are assuming a circle around the wire. This three-dimensional view, it means this circular loop is perpendicular to the wire and a plane perpendicular to this wire. This is a wire which is carrying the current, and this loop is the Amperian loop, which is at a distance r from the wire. Perpendicular distance I may take r, and magnetic field we can calculate by using right hand rule, which is coming tangential at a point, and using Biot-Savart's law you can write the value of the magnetic field at a distance r is given by mu naught I upon 2 pi r. Now here if you see that B is tangential, if you take the small current element here dl, that is also having the same direction as B. So angle between B and dl, that is same, and so theta is 0. So you can write B dot dl, it is equals to B dl cos 0, or it is equals to B dl, or you can write the integral of B dl, it is equals to here's B integral of dl, and the value of dl, which is equal to the circumference of the circle, that is equals to 2 pi r. So you will be getting the result, that is integral of B dot dl, it is equals to mu naught I. So this is the proof for the Ampere-Circuital law. Using, of course, we have to have the previous knowledge of Biot-Savart law. This is another view simply to show you that you can assume distance r1, r2 anywhere, your choice, and then accordingly, but the result will come out to be the same, mu naught I. So it is independent of the position of r, because that is not getting included here. When you see the result integral of B dot dl, it is equals to mu naught I. So whether I am taking at small distance or I am taking at large distance, because that is an Amperian loop, we are simply trying to find, but actually the line integral is equals to mu naught I, which is independent of this distance. But of course you should be knowing, otherwise if you go at a far distance, then B is decreasing when R is increasing. This is by your common understanding. And whenever you go for the direction, as I was saying, this is a line charge carrying current, and this is a closed path which is kept perpendicular to it, and current is flowing through this wire. And but when we are assuming the small current element here, where we are finding the B. So of course, if another way of writing the Ampere's circuital law is that in place of B, integral of B dot dl, you can write simply BL equals to mu naught I. At certain places, whenever it is required, you can use directly this also. That for the L length when it is given. And Amperian loop, it is simply a loop which we are considering to make our derivations easy. And the rule which we are using is the right hand rule. Fingers of the right hand are to be curled to give this, you can see, you can grip the wire in your right hand with your thumb is pointing in the direction of current. Then the direction in which the fingers they are curling, that is giving you the direction of magnetic field. So this is how to find the direction of magnetic field. But of course, at a particular distance, if you are drawing the Amperian loop, at every point the value of B will be remaining the same. And of course, it is perpendicular to this plane of the Amperian loop that you can see. Whether it is outward or it is inward. And then for outward we are using dot, for inward we are using cross for the magnetic field. Applications, if you want to discuss the applications of Ampere's law to a straight conductor, it means I am having a straight conductor. I want to find the magnetic field at a point distance r by using Ampere's law, now not by using Biot-Savart law. So if by using Ampere law I want to find, then this is the integral. By the statement I can write integral of B dot dl, it is equals to mu naught I. And I will be finding the value of integral of B dot dl, which is equals to B dl cos 0. Angle is because between B and dl is 0. So you can write it B integral of dl, and value of dl integral is equals to the circumference of this circle, which is equals to 2 pi r. And thus by putting the value in the Ampere's law, you can get this result. B is coming out to be mu naught I upon 2 pi r. So this is the result with me. So result will come out same whether you are getting it by the Biot-Savart law or you do it by using the Ampere's law. Both the ways results are coming out to be same, but Ampere's law is easy to use. So you can use for the things, basically it is designed to find magnetic field for the solenoid and for the toroid. And of course, we have verified it for the straight conductor. We are getting the same result as we were getting using the Biot-Savart law. So we want to find the magnetic field due to solenoid using the Ampere's circuital law. Before finding the magnetic field, you should be knowing what is a solenoid. This is simply a solenoid. I have tried to show you people that we are having a copper wire, of this insulated copper wire, and that turns are made like this, circular turns are made. So solenoid means insulated copper wire which is wound in the form of helix. And if we are not using any core, then it is simply air is there, or we can use some core like iron we are using in electromagnets. So basically in electromagnets we are using the solenoid to produce the magnetic field, means it is working like an electromagnet. Solenoid itself acts as an electromagnet when you make the electric current to pass through it. Because when you are not making electric current to pass, then of course no magnetic field is produced. And you should be talking about, we are talking about the straight solenoid. You can call it as straight solenoid or the long solenoid, when the length of the solenoid is very large as compared to its diameter. So this is actually a straight solenoid. So you should be writing the magnetic field due to a straight solenoid. So solenoid is clear with you. So we will be looking for finding the magnetic field due to it. So for that, of course, this in the center the magnetic field is uniform and strong. But if you take some point here outside, then there is no magnetic field over there. At the exterior point, and you should be knowing that magnetic field is there in between the solenoid, where you are making the electric current to pass through these coils. And when you are making the electric current to pass, one method is finding the cloak rule, as we have said, discussed in the previous class, that if the current is, when you look from the front and you see the current is passing through the anti-clockwise direction, then it is acting as the north pole, and for the clockwise it is acting as the south pole. Another way of finding the polarity is using Ampere's right hand rule, that you grasp the right hand on the solenoid such that fingers point in the direction of the current, then the thumb in which direction it points gives you the north pole. Then the thumb is giving you the north pole. If you are holding, your fingers are pointing, moving like this on the direction of current. So this way also you can find the polarity of the solenoid. So one is north pole, then of course the another has to be the south pole. It's having two poles like a bar magnet. It is behaving actually like a bar magnet. That also we will discuss in the coming lectures, when we will talk about the magnetism in detail. Then we will talk about that how solenoid it acts as a bar magnet, simply like a bar magnet, like we are having north and south pole separated by some distance. So solenoid also behaves like a bar magnet. So we want to derive the expression for the magnetic field due to the solenoid, straight solenoid. So this is a diagram showing you the direction of the magnetic field. At various points you can see the current is coming out, as I have shown in the previous diagram. Now here dots and crosses I have tried to show. Cross means the field is entering into the paper, and dot means it is coming out perpendicular to the plane of quiz. Then what it is, if I want to find at any point here on this line AB, then what we are doing is we are considering an Amperian loop ABCD. That is a closed path ABCD we are assuming, and then according to Ampere law, this closed line integral, that is equals to mu naught into the total current which is passing through this loop. And then you can see that you can write this thing in the integral from a to b, b dot dl, then d to c, then c to d, then d to a. So we will be adding all the line integrals for the different lines then we will be finding for the whole path, closed path. So what it is, that when I am moving from a to b, then the direction of b and direction of dl is same. So theta is 0. So it will be equals to b into integral of dl from a to b. But if you look for b to c, then current is going, dl is in this direction, b is in this direction. Then they are perpendicular to each other. Theta is 90. For BC, theta is 90. For DA also theta is 90. So for this cases cos 90 is 0. So you will be having the integral b dot dl equals to 0 for BC as well as for D to A. And for this line CD, as this is lying outside the solenoid, again magnetic field will be 0. So outside also there will be no contribution to the magnetic field. So only magnetic field will be there because of this line A to B. And integral of dl, that is equals to L. If I assume L is the length of the side AB, then I can get this closed surface, closed line integral V dot dl, that is equals to B into L, where L is of course the length of the side AB. Now by using Ampere circuital law, you can equate it to the mu naught I. If I assume as the current, if we take n as the number of turns per unit length of the solenoid, then total number of turns will be equals to n into L, because We are taking length as L. So total current which is passing through the loop is NL into I. So from this definition of the Ampere circular law, we are getting BL, which we have just proved, and that is equals to the closed line integral. That is equals to mu naught times the current, and the value of current is NLI. So you will be replacing the value of current by NIL. So on both sides, if you see L is common, so you will cancel it out and you are left with B equals to mu naught Ni. So this is the expression for the magnetic field when we are finding in the middle of the wire. And when we are talking about the at the ends of the solenoid, this has been found that magnetic field is becoming half of the value of the middle. So the graph in the middle, it is magnetic field is constant, but if you are decreasing the distance on both the sides, you are going towards the ends. At the ends, it is becoming half of it. So it is with the distance, the value is decreasing. So magnetic field at the end, it is equals to 1 by 2 mu naught Ni. So this formula mu naught Ni, you should be keeping it in your mind because it is to be used for solving the numericals whenever it is coming. Similarly, you can talk about, we can discuss about the magnetic field due to toroidal solenoid. Toroidal means we are having the number of turns now like we are having in the circular ring form, ring structure. So solenoid, when you are bending it in the form of closed ring, that is known as toroidal solenoid. And we want to again find the magnetic field at various points. This is if the current is passing, whatever diagram you can focus, we are taking, this is the value of the field. Magnetic field is in the center only. Outside there will not be any magnetic field. Similarly here in the open space where there is no coils are there, again magnetic field will be equals to 0. So if you are taking 3 points, like I am taking one at the central core and then second point here in the middle, and the third point is taken at the outside. So at these 3 positions you have to find the value of the magnetic field. And direction, of course, you can find by using your right hand rule, or direction is very important. Like first case we are taking for the points in the open space in the interior here at P point or at first point. So these we have considered the Amperian loops. First loop, second loop and third loop. 3 Amperian loops we are taking, and depending upon where I want to find the magnetic field, I will consider an Amperian loop over there. So for the first case in the middle path, because current is 0, no current is passing, so B will be 0. It means B1 in the open space is 0. Now for the second case, if you want to find R2, then you have to find again by using circular law only. For second loop, if the distance we are saying R2 or we call it R, then we can write B into the integral of dl, which is coming out to be circumference to pi r, which is equals to mu naught Ni. N is, of course, we are taking the total number of turns, I is the current. So this value you should be taking mu naught I in place of mu naught I because I am having n number of turns. This is this way it is, they are coiled and insulated copper wire is there, but a solenoid is just made in the form of ring. So first, second point is here and the middle itself. In the middle of these wires you may take, like we are trying to show the field here in the center. So you can equate both these equations and you can find the value of the magnetic field. Of course, if you take r as the radius, n is small n is the number of turns per unit length, then capital N it is equals to 2 pi r n. This, bache, you all must keep it in your mind. Small n we always use for number of turns per unit length and capital N we use for total number of turns. But still you are supposed to mention always just to avoid the confusion. So it means number of turns per unit length. So total number of turns will be equals to this n into the length, and length will be equals to the circumference of this circle, which is equals to 2 pi r. So in place of the length, we have to write the circumference of the circle or the ring, that is 2 pi r. So if I put this value of capital N here, then 2 pi r on both the sides will cancel, and I am left with the result B equals to mu naught Ni, which is same as we have calculated for solenoid. So same result is there with toroid in the middle if you are finding. Similarly, if you want to find for the points in the open space here somewhere outside this toroid, then of course no magnetic field as no current is there. So, or you can say that in each turn current coming out of the paper is getting cancelled by the amount of current which is entering into the plane of paper. So, your magnetic field will be equals to 0 because sum of the currents it is equals to 0. So, this all these things you have to keep it in your mind. Thank you everyone.